Hello and welcome back to the channel, friends. It's good to be here. I hope you're doing well. I've got week 5 of another Farm Roguelike on the docket for you today. We got some absolute madness on the farm here today, folks. So we're going to hop right in and see what's going on. So when I say madness, I mean madness. And you're probably looking at it right now being like, well, what's so mad about this? Well, folks, it is a mad world in the north, so let's check out the abomination that we have created. That's right, you are looking at it here, folks. Looks like a lot of work. That is a lot of work to do, but it's necessary work, you understand. And the necessary work is what creates our lifeblood here, folks. And it is, of course, the WarmWoolies. Trademark Logan for sure. Cloth boots, that's right, folks. We're all in on cloth boots here, and we are making a ton of cash money because of it. In fact, we already have the taxes paid for this week already, which is great. So we're just looking to maximize at this point. You know, one thing I do concern myself with is keeping all of these animals fed in a timely fashion, right? So that's one thing that's kind of in the back of my mind as maybe a potential challenge, but this run is going rather well. Also sitting on 27 diamond bars, that is. We're getting some smelting. We're getting some coal. Getting a ton of cloth. Got some nice fields here. Got a bunch of mines. So let's rock and roll. And it all starts, folks, with the hard farm work here. Getting these animals fed. So let's go ahead and just try to get as many of these animals fed as possible. I am desperately looking, for the upgrade that basically gives your animals half yield, but you don't have to feed them. That is going to be absolutely essential for us, because this is going to get arduous for sure. In fact, so arduous that, I mean, we actually might run out of crops to feed our animals, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, it's a possibility. We're sitting at 300 of 351, which is a crazy amount of population of animals, for sure. So obviously last week we had the full belly effect on, and I really got used to the good life, that's for sure. But here we are, back on the farm. The previous week is gone, folks, and this is our new future right here. And frankly, it's a future that we created. It's a future that we sort of set out to achieve, and boy, have we achieved it in a big way. So you like hearing a success story, but we're going to be desperately looking in the black market, in the upgrade screen, for whatever perk that is. I forget what it's called, but one commenter called it out, and after they called it out, I immediately remembered seeing that at some point in time, where it's a perk where you don't have to feed your animals. They give you like half yield, but I'll take it at this point, because this is just wacky. So sheer madness here, folks, but that's all right. This is week 5. This is a 7-week playthrough, and we basically produce every strand of wool on this entire planet. And we have a nice new trademarked footwear brand called WarmWoolies. Just rolled it out last week here, folks. So get your pair today. It's going to cost you anywhere from $360 to like $480. Something like that. Hopefully you're paying $480. LOL. So welcome to the madness here, folks. If you are new here, welcome on in. It's good to have you. Thank you for viewing. Really do appreciate it. And if you're enjoying the content, please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. Would really help me out. I'm a new YouTube channel here. To tell you a little bit about me, I started my YouTube journey at the end of November 2023. Like at the very end of November. And it's been a journey ever since, right? We've come a long way. We've learned a lot. We're currently sitting around the 420 to 430 subscriber range. Believe at the time of recording we're at like 424. And really, a small content creator like myself, your support, your likes, your subscription really does help me out. So I just want to voice my appreciation for everybody for the awesome support you have shown so far. I really do appreciate it. It really keeps a small content creator like myself going. And if you're enjoying the content, please consider becoming a subscriber. Got a whole bunch of games on the channel here, folks, and would love to have your support. Building an awesome community as well. So just think about it. Thank you. So let's go. And one of the things that is just kind of perpetually frustrating, it's not necessarily the feeding part. It's just how particular you have to be. Like once the animals start overlapping, right? It triggers the wrong animal. And it doesn't register the actual feeding to the animal you're trying to feed. So it gets long-winded for sure. So that's another reason why I'm looking for the upgrade I kind of was describing earlier, right? So let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can lock it in. It will be a day of rejoice. But we're going to have to, of course, assess our vegetable levels as well. I mean, that's something that we're absolutely going to have to assess. We had the luxury of course, not feeding any last week. Check out that episode, episode 4 in this playthrough series. So we had that luxury, and I think it kind of created maybe this idea that we're going to have an abundance of all of these vegetables. Well, that might not be the case. So we might have to add another farm field at some point in time. We'll certainly see. We will certainly see. So let's just keep getting them fed here. They really need like an auto feed button for sure. Or maybe this is kind of one of the setbacks of going max on animals, right? They really make you earn it in this game. That would be an interesting angle. Make the mechanics just frustrating so you're less inclined to go with so many animals. I think, you know, kind of future or, you know, the like looking in the past, right? Is 2020, right? Whatever that saying is. It's not coming to my mind right now. Retrospect is 2020, something like that. Well, I would have probably built like a bunch of different fences and tried to limit the animals per fence as much as I possibly could. Right? Like at most 20 animals per fence. I mean, we have 300 animals just all scattered up. I thought this would be the best way to kind of do it. I don't know if it is or not. I think that kind of remains to be seen, but we'll see. Who knows? Maybe the game will just hook us up for all of our hard work. But here we are sitting at about 8 minutes in, and the last few animals are getting their feed for the day. Alright, some kale for the cows. And I could always, you know, lessen my population a little bit too. I mean, that's also a possibility. But it's stuff like this, folks. It's frustrating right here, right? Just eat the parsnip. Eat the carrot. Thank you, sheep. Appreciate it. Yeah, so this is madness right here. There we go. We finally got it. All right, so all that's done now, folks, and boy, does it feel liberating. We do have, of course, have upgrade day tomorrow, so maybe we can stumble into something nice. Let me see if I can check the black market here. And we can re-roll this for 10k, but we have minor axe in pure strength. Each time you craft a tool, that's not going to really help us out. So I'll definitely be monitoring this every single day as well. Let's buy some coal and definitely not buying any more animals. We simply just don't need them. We simply just don't need them. Now, once I get that upgrade, could we use it? Absolutely. But we're going to see what the game gives us here. It's kind of what we're doing. So let's harvest all of these crops, and we're definitely going to have to kind of assess where we're at and get some appropriate seeds back into the earth. And yes, you saw that correctly. We are getting random ore when we mine. That is due to an upgrade that we got. Ore crops here. So that's nice, and it actually is another source of diamonds. I found several different sources of diamonds in this. Another one being this here milk soup and mining stone. So surprisingly, that can give you diamonds as well, which is something that I didn't even consider, but it actually works. I don't want to say it's consistent, but it works pretty good. Especially if you're mining stone every single turn, you're giving yourself a pretty good chance to at least stumble into a few diamonds and get yourself a nice full kit of diamond bars. So let's assess our crop kind of scenario here. So we have 108 for the pumpkins. I think it's pretty obvious we need some more pumpkin seeds into the earth. We have 74 here. So I'm definitely going to spend some time planting some pumpkins. In fact, let's just fill out this whole seed location here and here. Probably throw a few more in there as well. And then what do we have? Parsnip is kind of running a little low, especially given the frequency in which we use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to get some parsnips in our seed maker here for next turn. In fact, let's get all 8. I think that makes a lot of sense. Radishes. Radishes and kale are the 2 seeds we have remaining. How are we doing? Radish, kale. Doing pretty good. We do use kale for a few other things though. So let's get all of the kale down. In fact, we might not even have really enough seeds to fully plant everything. Suppose we'll find out. Alright, well then let's go with pumpkins. Let's finish it off with pumpkins here, folks. And then fertilizer and water, and we're good on this task here. Just an unstoppable amount of fertilizer being produced in the mad north, if you will. So let's get her all fertilized up here. Fertilizer, of course, helps your crops grow faster, which is great for us. Especially given kind of where I consider we're going to be toward the end of the week here. So let's get it all watered up here. Let's grab the flour. Let's figure out our furnace contents here in just a bit. But first and foremost, let's go mining. Let's mine all this stuff. Our side hustle pretty much is bars, right? Ore bars. So gold sells well. Copper actually sells pretty good if you get a good price on it. But gold is like, it's a low-key champion. I'm sitting on a big cache of diamonds. Not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. We do have the capability to make jewelry, but with our wealth of wealth upgrade, it doesn't really pay to fashion 2 diamond bars into a diamond necklace. It just doesn't. Even with a gemstone in there, just doesn't quite pay. So I think it's going to kind of depend on what upgrades we get. And depending on said upgrades, we might be able to kind of create a nice little power side hustle with some diamond jewelry. But we have to get something that increases the value of your jewelry, plain and simple. Because right now it just doesn't pay. So we have a bunch of stone. So let's get some wheat in the mill here. You bet. And what are we going to do to fill up our furnaces here? What is our coal situation looking like? 315. Okay. Another thing is there's no wood left on this island, so we have to be careful with wood as well. So why don't we get a few more of these furnaces here? I mean, really, we have the stone. We have plenty of stone. We have kale sandwiches to get our energy back up. It's kind of been a staple when we just have to get things done, right? All right. all built up there. Got a nice little block of furnaces here. So what are we going to do with our furnaces? Glass is sitting at 148. We could always use a bit more glass. So why don't we... Let's get some glass here. Just a little bit. Just a bit. And then we can also get... Let's get some wood in there. Let's get our wheat in there first. Let's get some wood in there for more coal. It's important that we stay on top of our coal as well. But I also need a bit of a stockpile of wood as well. Being that it is no longer a renewable resource. Unless we want to go in the direction of planting trees, which I really don't want to do. That seems arduous, right? And it's not that working on the farm isn't hard work. It is, of course, hard work, but we've already got plenty of tasks before us that are very tedious in nature. I'm looking at you, animals. So let's get the rest of our copper in the furnaces here. And we can sell that for a nice little side hustle here. We have some gemstones as well. Let's get those polishing. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with those yet, but it'd be nice to have them if we have the opportunity. Now, what is our cloth to wool ratio? Is 244 to 282. Alright, so what we want to do now is we want to craft some truffle soup. This is why we have the pigs. We want to consume said truffle, soup. All 14 units of it going down the hatch. Here we go. And then what we want to do is we want to craft some WarmWoolies here. So let's just add to our power stack. What the truffle soup is doing is it's giving us 2 per craft instead of just the 1. We're going to use all of our cloth and then throw the remaining wool in the looms. So we have 158 remaining here. So that goes into the looms to get more cloth next turn. And this is kind of the cycle that we have for great financial success. So let's get this all filled up. And then we can look at basically ending our day here. Make sure we get them all though. Alright, looking good. So we have a little bit of energy left here. There's not really much else to do. I mean, we could look into adding another field. That is certainly a possibility. We'll take away from some mine space. If I look at how we're doing here, seem like we're doing okay yet. So let's give it a turn. We can always make that move when necessary. So before we end our turn though, let's look at some pricing for sure. So what do we have? Iron bar selling low. Gold bar selling low. Cloth boots, just not where we need them to be yet. Copper bar, selling low as well. Diamond bar selling just ridiculously low. That is a bargain. In fact, that is an insult of an offer. How dare you? Bread selling for 80. Alright, I think we're going to end our turn there. So let's go ahead and do that into an upgrade. Alright, day 2 dawns here, and what do we have? Using consumable gives you 50% of its price. Okay, so my mind goes to truffle soup, right? Honey expert and wheat heart. So we'll do glutton. Unfortunately, we can't roll this. We'll do glutton. It makes sense. We do use consumables pretty regularly. Although it's not the most impactful thing to us, but we do use them. So that's good. first things first, let's check the black market here. Swift Hammer or Pure Strength. We can roll this for 10k. I think I want to. Rent value minus 3% or Fish Pickaxe. So this will lower the rent. Again, I'm not really worried about that. I don't really see that as really a concern. It of course was when I first started, I'm not going to lie, but I think we're pretty financially secure as long as we keep making our WarmWoolies and getting a good sell price on them. That's the most important part. So let's collect all these things here. Maybe in a strange way, it'll help speed up the animal feeding process. Got a pumpkin harvest here. All of our nice pumpkins that the pigs are ravenous for. All right. Let's go. Let's start it. Let's get you all fed here. Wish there was a way to remove bodies of water. I could replace these lakes with a little more space for our animals to kind of spread out a little bit more. All right, radishes. See a few on the interior here. See if we can get some nibbles, if you will. All right, parsnips. The sheep love the parsnips. And of course, our population is mostly sheep. It's how we've kind of built our empire, if you will. There's a decent population of pigs mixed in there, as you can kind of see. There's a few cows here and there that we make some cheese from. Forgot to put the milk in the cheese press last turn. That's all right. It's just a little side hustle product. It's all about the WarmWoolies here, folks. Everything else is just auxiliary. Auxiliary. All right, sheep, I know you want the parsnip. All right, way to go. All right, pumpkins here. Take some pumpkins. My pig friends. All right, and then wheat. And this should clear out most of the yearning for product, yearning for crops. And then we can just get the stragglers taken care of. It's actually going a little quicker than it did last turn, I must admit. However, it's always the ones that are hard to click on, if you will, that take the most time. But this is going a little bit quicker for sure, which bodes well. Definitely bearable. So let's keep going here. Who wants some wheat? It's amazing that we've never heard of a feed box or a feeding bin or something like that, right? We're going to craft some more jars here. Definitely need some more of those. Let's get a stack of like 50. Perfect. Got some wool here. I'm going to keep getting more of it. All right, any more wheat? Okay, got a few more carrots here. So let's go ahead. Get our nice sheep friends their well-earned carrots. Does anybody actually eat parsnips? I can't say, at least in recent memory, that I've ever had a parsnip. It's just nothing that really crosses my mind or crosses the menus I look at when I'm kind of out and about, going out to eat, right? I don't know. I can't say that I've ever had one. I believe it's like a root vegetable. Somebody who is a little more well-versed in parsnips, let me know. Are they any good? How do you prep them? Suppose there's probably various ways. What are they most like? Like, what common vegetable is a parsnip most like? Maybe in taste or texture? Flavor? Are they kind of like a stew vegetable? Like, would you throw them in a stew? Would you saute them? Would you dice them up and, you know, mix them up with some onions and some olive oil? Make like a little breakfast hash with them? Let me know. Definitely curious to learn a little bit more about the parsnip. I know the internet is right at my fingertips, but I think I'd rather hear it from you fine folks. Alright, parsnip. We're almost there. We are almost there. Take a little victory lap after this one's done. Alright, that's just super effective here. Alright, good deal. Thank you, animals. Appreciate you. Alright, onward to the mines. So let's get all this mined out. And thanks to the kale sandwich, mostly. I mean, we have the meat sandwich as well, but the kale sandwich is just as effective for what we need it for. We're able to mine all of these mines out at every single turn. And we don't even have any boosted energy from totems or anything like that. We're rocking the vanilla energy bar, if you will. So when you're feeling a little bit down, you just rock a delicious kale sandwich. Which sounds really tasty. It sounds really flavorful, doesn't it? That's obviously a joke. A kale sandwich does not sound good at all. So let's get some wheat going in here as well. I think we definitely need that. Let's get our fields all nice and dug. And what do we need down? Don't know that we necessarily need more pumpkins. I think what we need is some parsnips. So let's get them down. You know, the mysterious vegetable that is the parsnip that I'm curious about for sure. Fertilizer, let's go. Alright, looking good. So let's craft some truffle soup as we do pretty much every turn. I think we'll see our new perk working for us here. Yeah, $60 per use. Not bad. A little bit of supplemental income that we can kind of chip in on the side. We are definitely sitting on some serious power stacks of stuff here, folks. It's just a matter of when we can sell them. All right, everything's fertilized, good to go. All right, so we have 244 for the cloth, 278 for the wool. So let's go ahead and craft some WarmWoolies here. And our power stack grows. It's going to be in the 600s by the time this is over. Which makes you excited to sell. 159 units of wool remain. That all gets put into the loom, or at least most of it does. All right, rock and roll. Looking good. All right, the cheese is taken care of. Let's get our furnaces kind of up to par here. Let's see, glass 127. Doing fine on that. So let's get our precious metals smelting down first. Starting with the most precious, which is the gold. At least the most precious that we have on hand. No diamonds that time around. Let's go with iron. Game says no coal. I've got 293 units of coal. You're lying to me, game. Alright, now onto the copper. Alright. Amazingly, we have ran through our stack of copper as well. So we can move on to glass and then probably coal here. Could always use some more coal. Can roll for some coal in the shop here, folks. That's the name of the game. But we can also use a decent amount of our wood here. Alright, looking good. Let's go to the shop. Let's roll for some coal. In fact, we could get this as well. It's only 10k. Why don't we get that too? I think it's a good purchase given the sale price that we get for our ore bars, right? Alright, now let's check some pricing. Diamond bar, selling very low end. Iron bar, also low. Gold bar, very low. Copper, kind of in the middle to high, but we don't need to move on it right now. Cloth boots, 382. Man, when we finally get that stack sold, we're going to be sitting pretty. Really curious to see how much we can turn in one turn. For crafting, let's go ahead and make just a bit more milk soup. Let's make some cheese soup. It's definitely a side hustle. And then some kale sandwiches. Perfect. Alright, cheese soup. 328. Again, we don't have to make a move on it right now. So we won't. Let's consume the milk soup. We're just letting that stack up anyways. Cheese soup can go right there. Let's get the seeds down here. And let's call it a turn right there, because there's really not much additional work to be done. There's no trees to cut down. There's no stones to mine. I mean, we could certainly look at adding another field. I mean, we could definitely do that. We lose a little bit of mine space, but not too much. I think I'm good. Let's end our turn there. All right, day 3 dawns. And we're going to just tackle this with a lot of energy this time. So I had asked the question in the last episode, like, what do you think our greatest challenge is going to be? I got a few responses. Seems like just crops, right? Like having enough crops to feed 300 animals per turn was kind of the main thing that people were calling out. And I totally agree. I think that's valid. I think that's true. So that kind of explains why I was considering another field last turn there, but I do want to give it a few turns. Because of course, you know, so we have 300 animals, right? But each animal wants something a little bit different from an array of, what, 6 different vegetables, right? 6 different items. So it's not like it's 300 wheat every single turn, otherwise we'd be in big trouble. So there is that aspect to it. I just want to get a feel of our current fields and if they can, you know, sustain what we have. Kind of feels like parsnips are going to be lagging behind, but I planted a bunch of parsnips last turn, right? So we're going to figure this out. I think it'll be pretty obvious in the next few turns if we need to go into kind of an emergency mode, right? Maybe we can get a good price on the WarmWoolies this turn. We'll certainly see. All right, let's keep rolling with the parsnips here. Let's go, sheep. All right, how about, let's see, I'm seeing some potatoes down here. And I think one thing we can do is we might even be able to look into getting rid of our pigs and our cows. I mean, what is cheese soup actually doing for us, right? It's not too much. The truffle soup is nice, but it also causes us to have to grow radishes, potatoes, and pumpkins, right? Which takes away from our ability to produce parsnips, carrots, and wheat, of course. So there's certainly an option. There are things we can do, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not completely stuck on cows here, right? Like, I'm not holding onto them with a death grip by any stretch. I mean, the general idea of this playthrough was to experiment with some animals, check out the aspect of animals in this game. This is the first time I've ever used animals. So that was the purpose of this playthrough here. And frankly, you know, I'm finding that they're very, very strong. But I'm also finding that, I believe, I mean, I don't know, let me know if you agree, but I think the sheep is the strongest animal. Like, it's the most overpowered. It's becoming blatantly obvious. We're making boots, folks, but there's other items like shirts and pants and hats and things like that that even sell for more. We're doing boots because it's the most efficient, I think, is probably the best word for it. As in, it takes the least amount of resources and it sells for pretty good still. Right? So that's kind of the rationale there, but the sheep can unlock a whole bunch of awesome stuff for you. So I might do something bold here, folks, and just limit the diversity of our animal friends here. And literally go all in on sheep, right? It's something I've been thinking about. All right, radishes, you're up next. All right, a potato right there, a pumpkin right here. Got a few more pumpkins. Accept the pumpkin, pig. Let's go. All right, and the proverbial parsnip. Yeah, so we are definitely running low on parsnips. So I think it's probably a good idea to maybe at the very least get rid of the cows. Because then we won't have to grow kale. And we can instead convert that into parsnips. So we do have a parsnip harvest here, which is good to see. We're going to see kind of what we can get from the parsnip harvest. So why don't we turn our attention to our fields here. Got a few fragments of diamond there. That's real nice. Got some more even too. Radish and kale here. Alright, so how we looking? 386 parsnips. Alright, so that harvest actually boosted our numbers by quite a bit. Definitely need more wheat. So let's get the crops planted, but let's get the right crops planted. Starting with... do we have some carrot seeds? Parsnip, wheat, radish. Okay, well, we're going to fix that up real quick. Let's get some wheat down first and foremost. More parsnips. Radish. Pumpkin, and we have a bunch of extra capacity. Let's see if we can take some more wheat. Carrot seeds. Okay. Take those. More carrot seeds. Take those. Coal and ore. We'll also take those. More carrots. Wheat. Let's roll it again. Alright, that should be about good. If I don't say so myself. So let's get these carrots planted. Get the wheat. Yeah, let's do the wheat. Get the wheat in there. Fertilizer to follow. All right, looking good. Let's get all this stuff here. Bunch of cloth, you love to see that. And let's clear out our furnaces here as well. And head leftward to the mines. Bunch of coal here. That's very good. We definitely need a constant presence of coal, and we're getting plenty of it. Definitely one of the things I'm worried about running out of. All right. So let's make some truffle soup here. Let's consume said truffle soup. Let's craft some WarmWoolies, of course. You know it. Be up to, what, about 800 maybe? Maybe a little less. Yeah, we've crossed the 800 mark, which is pretty insane. So that's going to sell for a remarkable amount of cash. Cheese soup. Let's get the rest of the wool in the looms here. All right, looking good. What else do we have? A few gemstones. Okay. See a few diamonds we can convert in our furnace. 64 units of gold, though. Let's get that going first. That's a pretty crazy amount. We got the capacity for sure. Diamonds and copper. Let's finish it off. And let's go wood for coal. Sell the worm. We do have bread. Alright, let's check some pricing here, folks. Diamond bar, selling high end. So this would be something to do with the diamond bar right here. I could certainly do it. I like the idea of holding on to it, though. We have iron bar selling for pretty good. Gold bar selling pretty poorly. Copper bar selling pretty good. Alright, so let's sell the copper bar. Iron bar, I think I'm okay selling that too. Another 18k. WarmWoolies, let's see, what are we getting? Getting the very low end price. Cheese soup, also not getting a good price on that. So if we actually look at this, right? Like if we actually consider this. We have cows that we are essentially getting cheese soup from. Now, it's a fine product. Don't get me wrong. It's a fine product. Sells pretty well. But it's not the WarmWoolies, right? It's not ore. Ore is easy to make. Cheese soup is a little more complicated. So I'm going to perhaps do something that's a bit unpopular. And I'm sorry, friends. Close your eyes. But I need to take out some cows. I need to limit my animal population. I'm going to try not to, eradicate too many sheep in the process. But we need to cull the herd just a bit, if you will. That's also how you get hide too, huh? Okay. I'm sorry, cow friends. Man, so this gets this gets real tricky for sure. Targeting the right animal is very tricky, and then you hit your own fence because it very strange stuff. I think it just makes things ultimately easier, folks. Let's see, are we seeing any more cows here? I think that appears to be all of them. Alright. Now we actually have this hide as well. Rip innocent animals. Yeah, I know. I feel bad. I really do. So my guess is leather goes into the... Hide goes into the furnace to make leather. That's my guess. We'll have to play around with that. We can do that next turn. Of which I think we're ready to move on to. Let me check the black market though quick. Plus 25 max energy. We just don't need that. Let's roll it one time. Spooky Tools, Black Friday. Black market prices minus 15%. We'll take that one. So interesting that the way you get leather is obviously to sacrifice your cow friend. But it's interesting that you would have to buy it, then axe it, get the leather. I mean, it would be an interesting run to build an economy based on these leather items here, for sure. Don't know how feasible it would actually be. So let's get all of the furnace stuff here first on this fine day 4 here of the week. I'm going to check the black market right away. Spooky Tools, Junk Water. Let's do a roll. Quest Maniac Collector. Nothing that I'm infatuated with. Let's get all of our cloth here. Get our vegetables that are ready to go, of course. Some more parsnips. And pumpkins too. I don't know. What do you think, folks? You think I made the right choice getting rid of the cows? I just didn't see... I just didn't really see the value. I mean, cheese soup is the value, right? But I think we've kind of moved on from that. In fact, we moved on from these sawmills, too. We don't need planks for anything. So why not just get rid of the buildings? Definitely a cool aspect of this game is you can repurpose your buildings. You get 100% of the resources back, so keep that in mind. But yeah, what do you think? Did I make the right move there? I think I did what needed to be done. It's not always an easy thing to do, folks. It's nothing I got joy out of, I'll certainly tell you that. Alright, so let's definitely get some wheat seeds. That is undoubtedly something that we're going to need more of here. Alright, fertilizer. You're up next. All right, looking good. Let's get them watered up here before I forget. Because that will absolutely be something that I will forget. Not a question in my mind. All right, let's get the mines taken care of here. Let's get the coal. Give me that coal. Get the gold, get the copper. Hit up some quick kale, right? Nice kale sandwich. Well, this must be no coal day. Got it. So we are literally wasting coal. Should have probably checked that. That's alright. What do you do? Alright, parsnips. You're up first. Let's go. We will try the tight circle method here. Let's see if this works. I see a cow, folks. I forgot a cow. Figured I would probably forget one. Alright, tight circle seems to work pretty good. This might be the way to do it. Alright, what else do we have here? Carrots. You bet. Here's some carrots, my sheep friends. So one thing I am pretty excited about that's relative to this game, folks, is so on Steam, and you can look it up. I believe I also have it in the description of the video. But there is an installment of this game. It's like a rebirth, a remaster, and I've mentioned this a few times, but it's called Another Farm Roguelike Rebirth, and it's on Steam right now. It's not available yet. There's not even a demo or anything like that. It's just a coming soon kind of thing. But it looks a lot like this game. I mean, it's got the same title. I would assume a lot of the same mechanics. But it appears to be just like an overhaul of this game. I'm sure they've added a lot of features, made the game just overall better. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on that one. And I think that's probably a sensible kind of next step for this series on the channel. I don't know when it's going to come out, but definitely excited for that. So check it out. It looks real colorful, looks real nice. And like I said, it appears to have like the same vibe and spirit of this great game. So there certainly is that to look forward to. That and I'm not completely resistant to doing an impossible run, which is 8 weeks, right? Of course, I'm speaking like we've already conquered this one. I still have my reservations. I mean, we're sitting on a really nice power stack of boots that once we sell those, we'll be looking good. But yeah, we're not out of the weeds yet. I don't think we've conquered this one quite yet. But I'm not completely immune to doing an 8-week run. The thing is this month, folks, there's several games that are either getting a significant update or are... Well, I mean, there's a few games that are getting a significant update that I definitely want to bring to the channel. One of them being Stardew Valley. So I know we've talked about Stardew Valley a few times. It's been on the polls that I send out for live streams. You know, which game do you want me to play? It's been on there. One of my favorite games of all time. And if you're not aware of that game, I think it would be a really enjoyable series for you to kind of tune into. Most people are aware of the game though, and I'm sure you have nothing but great things to say about it because it's one of the best farming games that has ever really been made, if you ask me. I mean, nothing comes to mind as far as a farming centric game that tops Stardew Valley. So of course as I kind of think about what I want to bring to the channel, I'm thinking about a broad swath of games, right? I don't like to just play farm roguelikes, right? I like all different kinds of games. I try to reflect that on the channel. But that's one that I absolutely would love to bring. Start a playthrough series on. I think personally I would have a great time doing it. So there's going to be a new update. It's the 1.6 update, and that, folks, is dropping in... I believe it's dropping on March 19th. That's what the developer said. Concerned Ape, a legend around these parts for sure. And he's a pretty incredible guy, being the developer of the game itself. So I'm definitely going to start a playthrough series on that, and what better time than when the 1.6 drops. So if that's something that would interest you, let me know in the comments. So I'm definitely excited to bring a little Stardew Valley to the channel. And I see it as just kind of a long play series. I mean, it's kind of like, why not? It's only one of the most enjoyable, relaxing games that's out there, and it's in the spirit of a farming roguelike, right? And I know the community on this channel really enjoys farming roguelike games, so it's a perfect fit is what I'm trying to say. Let's craft some WarmWoolies. What do you say? But yeah, that game's a perfect fit for sure. So March 19th, I mean, we're jumping right on into that head first. I might even take a vacation day just to get started on it because I'm really that excited about it. So that's going to be great. So I talked about AFR Rebirth. I talked about Stardew Valley. I mean, Tiny Rogues it's a different kind of game to a farming simulator type game like this is. But it's another kind of staple on the channel that I spend a lot of time on. Got a lot of episodes on Tiny Rogues as well. We're kind of nearing the end as far as unlocking all the characters. I do want to do some specialized character runs, like using some of the characters that I've unlocked that it doesn't really pay to play as them because they don't unlock anything yet. But I kind of see that series wrapping up probably in place of like a Stardew Valley or something like that. But Tiny Rogues is also has several updates coming as well. So not sure when those are going to drop, but there are update plans in the future, like many of them. So that's also another kind of exciting thing to look forward to. That and Final Fantasy Tactics, one of my favorite games. I'm sure you've probably seen a few videos drop on the channel around Final Fantasy Tactics. That's more of a labor of love. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's a game I enjoy playing, truly. And, I figured why not include the most influential game that I played, right? That game was a huge part of my childhood. So I wanted to kind of bring some of that joy and wonderment to the channel as well. So that's kind of the current state of things and kind of where my plans are as far as what we're going to see on the channel in the future, what you can expect to see, I should say. And it's all exciting things, but what I want to do is I want to foster the idea of, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to foster the idea of, you let me know what you want to see on the channel as well, right? Because I'm a man that wants to give the people what they want. And if there's a particular series that you like to see, let me know. Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to do a little research into it. See if it's a fit for the channel. If it is, I'm certainly open to trying it out. Seeing how people like it. So you let me know. That's where I want your engagement, right? So let's check some sell prices here, folks. Got off on a little side tangent, but gold bar selling really, really well. So let's sell it. That's 50 grand. No big deal. WarmWoolies are selling top end, folks. And drum roll, please, because this is the moment we have been waiting for. The stack we've been building for what? 3-4 turns? We finally get a chance to offload it. A new shipment of WarmWoolies is on its way. Let's go. $420,000. That's a big sale there, folks. That is a big, big sale. Cheese soup here also selling. It's another 13K. Rip cows, right? Sorry I had to do that. Copper bar, not selling great. Iron bar, also not really selling too great. But that was a big turn there, folks. We made a lot of cash money. And that's the name of the game. So we're looking good. In fact, that takes us from a spot where you could argue that maybe we're struggling a little bit, but no, we're not struggling anymore. We sold the power stack of items that we've been kind of holding on to, just waiting on a price. It certainly is a luxury not to have to worry about paying the rent, because then you can sort of sit on your products and sell them at the best time. So let's end our turn there. We're looking at refund tomorrow. I believe all the work's done. We forgot flour. How dare I? All right, there we go. Let's end her there. Week 5, day 5 here, folks. And it looks like we have a bit of a wheat harvest, so let's get all this wheat. Much needed, actually, if you ask me. And we'll probably just throw down some more wheat, I'm guessing. Has some carrots too. That's good stuff. Looks like a few radishes as well. Our pigs will be happy about that. Let's get some cloth. Let's dig some holes like Shia LaBeouf. Let's go. All right, what do we have for seeds? We have, I know we have some wheat seeds. 64 wheat seeds. All right, let's get those down. Interesting that this spot stays watered or fertilized or something. Don't know if that's a glitch or something. All right, let's... So what do we need? Parsnip looking good. Carrots. Could certainly use some more carrots. So why don't we load up our seed machines with even more carrots this time. Shop, obviously, we're targeting coal. How about carrot seeds? There's a carrot seed. Grab some gold. Carrot seed, carrot seed, carrot seed. Let's buy some more slots in the shop. Might as well. Spend 100k in the store has just been achieved. Yeah, that sounds about right. Kind of just buying everything at this point. Except animals, that is, of course. Lord knows we don't need any more of those. There's a 9 stack of carrot seeds. Tremendous. More coal. Let's see. I'm not seeing any carrots, though. Alright, one more roll, maybe 2. We'll see. Definitely need some carrots, though. Check the black market. Pure strength apprentice. Nothing we're really working with. Alright, let's get our carrots down, because we just need to. And fertilizer, let's go. All right, and let's get them watered as well. Can't forget that. Wheat in the windmill. Let's get the contents of our furnaces here. Got a nice stack of coal there. All right, lovely. And let's start the arduous process of animal feeding time. We're going to go with the tight circle method again today here, folks. I think it works pretty good. Definitely had some success last round with this. And I better figure out a good method because this task is certainly not going away anytime soon. But this is a monster I absolutely created myself. But our income here, you know, midway through week 5 certainly speaks for itself as well. So this is the price I suppose you pay to be financially moonbound, if you will. Alright, let's go with some carrots. Using the tight circle strategy here. This game definitely needs a feed all button. Or like a building that you can build. It's like a feed bucket or a silo or a trough or something. Where you put your products into. I would simply just move my power stacks of items directly into it. And we wouldn't have to do this. I know this game's been out for a while. I'm sure somebody's mentioned this before. I mean, they must have, right? So, hopefully it's something we can expect to see in the rebirthed version of this game. Coming out sometime this year. When? Couldn't tell you. But sometime this year, nonetheless, which is pretty exciting. Like I mentioned earlier, take a peek at the game on Steam. It looks really nice. Like, it looks awesome. Looks great. Alright, looks like the wheat is good. See a few potatoes around here. So let's get those. Claim our truffle prize. Alright, good deal. A few more carrots down here. Alright, parsnip. We're almost out of the weeds here, folks. Just a few more carrots. A couple of radishes, couple of parsnips. Looks like you can use the numerical keys on your keyboard to change what item you're interacting with on your hotbar down there. So that's pretty cool. Helps speed things up a little bit. Alright, let's go. Come on, parsnip. And the pig with truffle. Tremendous. Alright, looking good there. Let's get some of this coal because we just need it. Alright, let's get some of these raw resources as well. As you saw, the gold sold pretty darn good last round, and well, it's just a little nice supplementary kind of side income there. So, it's definitely good stuff. And why not? We've been doing this for 5 weeks now. I think it's certainly worth the effort overall. So let's see if we have some gemstones. We do. Alright, that's good there. 93 units of gold. That is a monstrous sum of gold. Alright, let's get some flour going. No coal, that is a lot, game. How about iron ore? 26 units. Diamond 2, why not? And then let's go with the copper to kind of fill this out. Alright, perfect. Now, let's craft our truffle soup. Looks like we get a little kickback there. And let's craft some, you guessed it, WarmWoolies. Let's go. Start our new power stack, right? Alright, lovely. How many we get there? 173. Selling 409. I think we can hold off for a bit. Let's get our wool in the loom so we have some cloth for next turn, of course. And I think we're about good. Looking good. Tomorrow we have dirty furnace, so no furnace work for us tomorrow. That'll be okay. Alright, let's grab some seeds. Let's get the contents of our furnace. That'll actually be a good thing because our coal can perhaps catch up a little bit. Let me check the black market here. Fish pickaxe, sticky shovel. Nothing. How about a roll? Falling fruit, spooky tools. Nope, I'm good. Let's get the fields harvested here. Get some much needed carrots. That's great. Kind of running low on those for just a little bit. But we're back. And looking good. And more importantly, feeling good. I'm a firm believer that looking good is feeling good, right? And the more carrots you eat, the better you feel. So 490. Looks like we could use some more parsnips now. So we have like this constant thing going on. Let's get some wheat down. And then some carrots, and we can throw a round of parsnips in there as well. Well, the seed maker, that is. All right, parsnips. Let's go. You're up. Flour. All right, let's try the tight reverse circle strategy here. Let's go. This one might be a winner here, folks. We might have found ourselves a winner. And then you can always reverse it up. Alright, Parsnip, you're up next. Just pure madness here. Alright, carrots, you're up. Let's go. Let's get them distributed to the masses. Maybe we'll do some shirts this turn. Or some hats. Or some pants. Maybe we can launch a new clothing line here, folks. We've already got the footwear locked up, right? We are legendary in the footwear space, for sure. So maybe we can branch out a little bit. Alright, potatoes. Alright, the crowd is thinning just a bit here. And there's always the random ones that are left over that were missed. Parsnip. Let's go. Come on, just accept the parsnip. Wild stuff here, folks. Wild stuff, but I sure hope you're enjoying the playthrough. I've actually got a lot of positive feedback on this particular series from a lot of people, and I do want to thank you. If you are still here at the ripe time of 90 minutes, first off, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you catching the full length of each episode here. And like I said, I've received a lot of positive feedback on this particular playthrough series. I think we had more of a grind early on, for sure. It was definitely more of a challenge the first, 2-3 weeks. There was some uncertainty for sure. I mean, I remember at the end of the second week not being sure if could keep the lights on with this one, Obviously got a few key upgrades that kind of helped us out. Dandy is a great one. Helps our sheep product sell for 20% more. The ores kind of carried us early on, right? So I've learned that ore is actually a pretty good early game solution for income because it's abundant. Once you make your copper tools, you don't really need copper too much. So you can make copper bars for the sake of selling them. I think that's a good strategy. And I think you saw that work pretty well in this playthrough here. But yeah, I've received some great feedback. And I appreciate everybody's feedback. So thank you very much. Okay, I thought I got 6 diamonds from that for a second. I did not. I got 2 diamonds. But 2 is better than 1. There's another diamond right there. Can't do anything with it this turn anyways, but we will certainly hold on to it. And when you're feeling a little sluggish, just pound down a kale sandwich and get back out there with your pickaxe. Like, let's go. What are you doing taking a break? Breaks will not be tolerated. Alright, fertilizer. Let's go. Yeah, the animal build seems pretty strong. I mean, I just came from a fishing playthrough, right? Where we featured the fisherman. If that sounds interesting to you, check it out. But this is even more busted. I mean, it's busted in so many more ways. You get more product variety. And everything sells pretty upper tier when it comes to clothing products. Which is cool, and it's also kind of crazy. So let's make some truffle soup. We like to just eat a ton of this right around, what? 3 o'clock each day. Just pound down like 18 bowls of truffle soup, right? Just can't get enough of it. And then we go to our workshop and craft. And this time, folks, let's make some shirts. See if we can get a nice little stack of these too. Alright, so how many did we get? We have 104 shirts and 173 boots to go with said shirts. Lovely stuff here. And let me see. Does leather... It doesn't go in the loom. It does go in the loom. Got it. Except for, I think we used too much of it. Yeah, we sure did. Well, that's too bad, but that's alright. Alright, into the loom you go, wool. I was thinking I went into the furnace. So, you know, you dry out the hide to make the leather, right? That's what I was thinking, but I was wrong. So to make leather, you also need the loom. Alright, looking good there. Any precious gemstones? We have a few of them. Well, we have this one here. Can't do anything with the furnace this round. Can certainly get some wheat in the windmill here. And I think we're good to end our turn there and pay the $95,000 sum. I guess let's check some pricing. Gold bar. Selling for garbage. Copper bar. Not too bad. Iron bar selling high end. So we'll offload that. Cloth boots. Leave some to be desired. Cloth shirt though. Selling top end here. So let's make that sale. 68k. No big deal. And let's sell the proverbial worm as well that we always have in our inventory. Alright, let's end our turn there. Day 7 dawns here, folks. And 95 grand comes out of the wallet, but it's just a drop in the bucket here. Right? It's just a little drop in the bucket. Check the black market here. Pure strength, enchanted crafts. Each time you craft an item, gain 1 energy. Is there a limit to the amount of upgrades we can get? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad one, but we have the kale sandwich. So I'm really not concerned about it. Alright, so let's purchase that. Let's get our fields taken care of here first. Found a couple of gemstones in the wheat there. Got a nice little carrot harvest as well. Okay. Let's get the shovel in the earth. And let's get our parsnip seeds in the ground. This is what we need. And more carrots. Literally never hurt a single soul. Alright, so let's get some... Looks like we have some leather here too. Unless I get more hide, there's not much I can do with that. So how's leather selling? Selling low end. We'll sell it when it's high end. Let's get our gemstones in the quarry here. Now we have some rubies, yep. Alright, perfect. Seeds planted to a level I'm content with. Let's get some fertilizer in place here. Alright, looking good there. What else do we have? Some wheat in the windmill, you bet. What do we need more seeds of? It appears parsnip again. I'm noticing a trend here with the parsnip. Alright, so let's start this process. Tight circles, here we go. Alright, parsnip, you're up next. Maybe we can do some pants this turn. Why not? Made a killing on the shirts, right? So there is some good to be had by diversifying the products that you're actually selling. But that's, of course, if you're strapped for cash. We are not. In fact, we could just keep pumping out cloth boots. And just selling them whenever the price is the highest. Wouldn't be concerned about that at all. Looks like next week we owe about 150k. So, I mean, that's not a problem at all. We're sitting at 500,000. With a couple of weeks to go yet. So the question becomes, how much income do you think we can make? And I'm not even technically maximizing, because what I could do is I could add more sheep, right? But I don't think you want to see that. My goodness. There's some of them that are just really sticky. But yeah, if I truly wanted to maximize income, you add more sheep. you use your buying power here to just roll through the shop, buy every single sheep you can find. Just max out fences. Probably scrap your mines even, to be honest. Like, scrap your mines. Use all that space for more fences and more fields for of crops. You know, of the 3 crops that the sheep like. Get a bunch of seed machines. And you just go thermonuclear with what we've already done. Have like an entire quarter of the map as looms, right? And then make, instead of what, like 300 pairs of cloth boots per turn, turn out like 800. And then sell that when it's high. And just keep doing that all up until the end. That's how we would maximize this. But I'm sure you folks love the animal feeding process. I mean, I know I do, right? I'm having a blast. And I'm just not going to put you through that. I think a pretty good idea of how strong this build is already pretty much achieved, and I don't think it's too hard to visualize, you know, just what this looks like scaled up even more. I think that's ultimately what I'm trying to say. So let's get some potatoes here. And let's also hope for that upgrade. That, I mean, I really want that upgrade. If I get that upgrade, I think we can probably look into the mass expansion that I was kind of referencing earlier. Because at that point, why wouldn't you? You wouldn't even need crops at that point, right? So you could have an entire island of just animals and looms. In fact, if I get that upgrade, folks, you better believe that's what I'm doing. I will eat my kale sandwiches with glee, and I will dismantle everything that we've spent 5 weeks building. We will build a massive fence, have like 8 million animal pop cap, go all sheep, and then just go bonkers. But we're going to have to see what we get. And that's, of course, going to be something in the next episode here. So as we kind of wind down the final week here of week 5. A few things to consider. I think the essence reward, as I've already mentioned, just becomes that much more important to me. For the sake of, you know, making content on this game, for sure. I still think sheep are really strong. I'm sure you would agree with me on that. But what are your thoughts on sheep? If you have a differing opinion, let me know. Be interested to hear what your thoughts on sheep are. Maybe you have more experience in this game. I don't. Like, literally, this playthrough series is my entire experience with this game. I don't have much, but it's an enjoyable game. I do like it. And I figured it'd be a good fit for the channel, hence why you're here and why I'm here right now. So let's go ahead and make some truffle soup. Okay, so we need some glass. We'll definitely take care of that next turn. I'll have to remember that. See if I can remember something from one episode to the next. But regardless, let's get the truffle soup and let's make some pants this time. And let's make some hats. That's a nice looking hat, right? And then we can have these 3 sort of power stacks that we're building here. That can give us a little more flexibility on pricing. So let's take a look at pricing. Cloth hat, $414. Cloth pants, $473. I mean, $540 at the high ends. Very nice. Cloth boots, $372. Not worth it. Copper bar, not worth it. Gold bar, also not worth it. Diamond bar selling nice, but still don't exactly know what I want to do with the diamond bar yet. Already checked the black market. We need our wool in the looms, and then I believe we can wrap this one up. Probably looking at adding some more looms too. But we're kind of walking a tightrope with where our wool is currently at. Don't want to turn it all into cloth because then you can't make anything, right? You need both wool and cloth. So that is what we're kind of looking at here, folks. Let's go ahead and end the week. Believe all the work is done. So let's end the week and then let's look forward into next week. All right, week 6, day 1 dawns here. And obviously, we're well aware of all the work that needs to be done, but let's take a peek at what we have upcoming on the timeline here. So, shamanism, every day for each totem that is built, you get $100. That would have been awesome in my fisherman run when we had like 40 totems. We obviously get the upgrade, and everybody knows what kind of upgrade we're looking for. In fact, minor axe collector. Merchant, apprentice. Okay. Anyways, upgrade day. So let's hope we get the one upgrade. That would be awesome. I think we can shape this build a little bit differently if we get that. But we'll certainly see. We have collector. We have lazy, honey frenzy, rat plague. Okay, so this is actually kind of a scary one. It's going to certainly put the emphasis on building up our crop stacks for sure. But we do have the rat plague here. A little scary. And then payment day, where we will owe another 150k. Not too concerned about that, given where we're at right now. It is week 6. Even if this doubles, we'll be fine. If it triples, I mean, I still think we'll be quite all right. But I'm not sure what the final sum is going to be. This is only week 6. So we're going to have 2 more episodes coming your way of another Farm Roguelike here, folks. I sure hope you enjoyed this long playthrough here. I understand the animal feeding process is arduous. And that's unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that other than just not feeding them really at all. And that doesn't feel right. And that's also not how you make money. The name of the game is making money, so that's what we're going to keep doing. But anyways, folks, if you're still here, thank you so much for your viewership. I really do appreciate you and your viewership. If you are not subscribed, please consider becoming a member of the community by subscribing. Would love to have you. And I'm going to get on out of here after 1 hour and 50 minutes here. But you'll be catching me in the next video. Looking forward to it. We have week 6 and then the grand finale in week 7. So anyways, folks, I will catch you later. Thanks a lot. Catch you in the next video.